I probably didn't introduce myself before. My channel says Woodturning, but my name is Vic. And today we're going to turn a ring. And I'll give you a few tips on how to make a ring. What I did was I took some cherry or maple and I planed it down and sanded it to a 1/4 inch. Then I ripped a strip out of this piece, which was scrap wood from the shop, to 1.5 inches. I then cross-cut the pieces to 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And we do some veneer work. So here's a piece of Paduk veneer, and this is a piece of fake ebony, which is dyed in Italy and sold in the United States. And you can buy this at Berkshire Wood Products if you live in the Great Barrington area. And I put on a pair of gloves because I don't like to have CA glue caked all on my fingers. So this is a piece of maple. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of CA glue. You don't need that much. You see how much I got on there. And what I'm going to do is take this piece of veneer right here and I'm going to use it for a spatula. And all I'm going to do is kind of coat the whole surface with it. And then you can turn your veneers. If you turn your veneers one way and the other veneer another way, you'll get cross grain strength. So then I put this piece of veneer on. I'm going to take a little bit more CA glue and I'm going to put that on. You don't need much. Then I'm going to take my fake ebony and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of use this for a spatula. I'm going to make sure the whole surface is covered with CA glue, because you don't want it falling apart on you while you're spinning on the lathe. If you notice I got one grain going the other way, you can put it on however you want to design your block. So then I'm going to put a little more CA glue on this veneer. Notice I didn't use that much CA glue. I'm going to take my other piece of veneer. I'm going to use this as a spatula. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to take a little more CA glue. A little bit on there. I'm going to take my other piece of thing, and what this does is it puts a nice coating on both sides of the piece of wood that you're using. This is why I like to wear the gloves, because this stuff ends up sticking to your fingers. Then I'm going to take a few of these squeeze pressure clamps and I'm going to squeeze it together. So I just made a sandwich of maple Paduk, fake black ebony, and another piece of Paduk and another piece of walnut. Then what I do is I take and spray the activator on it. Now, it's not dry all the way, but the activator gets it so you can handle your piece of wood. And what I do is now I'm going to take and I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner to find my center mark. So I'm going to take a straight edge. I'm going to draw a line from center to center. Now, depending on what the size of your finger is, this happens to be 5/8 of an inch. Some people's fingers might be thinner, bigger. You can decide what sizes you want to make. You can make your size, your wife's size, your children's size. So anyway, this hole size is 5/8, so I'm going to drill a 5/8 hole in the center of this block straight through with a Forstner bit. So we'll go to the drill press. So now you just want to make sure that the surface that you got is flat and there's no holes or anything like that. And then we're taking, drill a hole through the center of our sandwich. Our hole for our sandwich. Now we'll mount this to the lathe. Hey Mike, I got your kind of camera stand there, the one you used to have. It's just a squeeze clamp. So this is going to be a little tough. Well, let's see if I can get this mounted somewhere where you can see what I'm doing. Of course, this is going to be a little difficult. Because it just wants to be. So anyway, what I did was I turned a piece of wood with a little tenon on it that fits this ring size real snug. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this little piece in my spigot jaws of my one-way or Nova chuck or whatever you got. The reason why they have two holes is so you go to two holes and tighten two holes. And that's just the added security. It's like a drill chuck. You know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my piece is on the chuck. I'm going to take these off of the lathe. I'm going to bring my tailstock up. Now, I don't know what kind of tailstock you got, but I'm just going to bring it up for some pressure on there so I can rough out this little sandwich that we made. So, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. So, I'm going to bring the camera closer to the lathe so you can get a better look at it. And hopefully I can do this. I am left-handed, Just make sure the chuck is free from the lathe. So I like these little tools for this. We'll turn the lathe key, make sure this is locked down. Alright, I don't know if you could see that, but we have a disc, and now what I'm going to do is loosen this a little bit. And we'll pull it out just a smidge. I don't want to get my tools nailing the chuck. So, I know this ain't coming off, so I'm going to remove my tailstock out of the way, move my rest over, just double check, make sure I'm close to center. Spin this, make sure there's no... What I'm going to do is reduce the size of this, because you don't want nothing fat on your finger. And what I'm doing is, I'm not cutting away from me. If I cut this way, this thing's going to fly off and you're going to have some problems. So what I'm doing is making a push cut towards the chuck, and hopefully you got a little space in here, because if you happen to get your tool caught on your chuck, you're going to either end up with it in your eye or in your face or whatever. So just be careful. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to round over my ring. You can go from the center, you can take little bites. I like to go from the center. And then we're going to use like a pull cut. Because if I go this way, I risk this piece flying off. So we're going to go a push cut. Pretty simple so far, huh? So then, I'm going to slow the lathe down with this hand. I'm doing everything kind of backwards because I'm left-handed. Now it's looking kind of flat, so I'm going to take a little depth off the piece and shrink it down a little bit, because it kind of looks like a wheel right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over a little bit, turn it over, and we're going to make all our cuts toward the chuck. So I'm going to take some heft off of this ring. And you gotta be careful, you don't want to get too thin. Okay, so we'll take a look